How we doing, folks? It is Henry Wallace at Thrifty Used Cars and Tires. See, it's back there on the sign, so you know I'm telling the truth. And where we located? We're located at 5061 Whitney Street, which is the service road of Highway 603. And what do we do at Thrifty Used Cars and Tires? We sell cars, baby. We sell plenty cars and no tires. Ixnay on the tires. I'll tell that story another day. But the kind of cars we sell are cars that are $10,000 and less. Is what we specialize in. Every once in a while we have some more that cost more than that. And we sell the cars for cash, and we sell the cars on our Buy Here, Pay Here program, okay? And our Buy Here, Pay Here program is what put us on the map, and it's what everybody knows us from. And we're gonna go over that. And if you give me 15 minutes of your time watching this video, I'm gonna help you save money. Scout's on, I promise you. Look at this face, it'll look like I'm lying to you, okay? I'm not originally from the car business. I didn't know much about the car business until about 10 years ago. I started working at a subprime collection agency, and I started off at as a collector, then worked my way up to a supervisor. And I saw things that I never knew before. Like when I was a kid, I remember seeing the prices on cars, on every car when you drove by a car dealership, but you don't see that no more, you know? And then when you go to a car dealership, you know, people used to say, "Hi, Jack, hi, Diane." They knew who you were. But that ain't how it works anymore. You walk into a car dealership, they throw you a clipboard, and they say, "Hey, fill this out." They want to know what your credit score is. And why do they want to know what your credit score is? Because they want to know what they can charge you for a car. It all goes hand in hand. It's all about financing, okay? And then even, we're going to get a little further into it a little later on, and even about financing of the dealership. When you go to most used car lots, they have a floor plan, and they don't own their cars. When you deal with me, every one of these cars I bought and paid for, every single one. So I got to write a check for every single one of these cars. And when you got to write a check out your own personal money and not giving somebody else's money away, you make sure that you got a good car. Also on Buy Here, Pay Here business, the day the car quits running is the day the people quit paying. So the owner of a Buy Here, Pay Here lot and the customers are kind of go hand in hand, because we need the car to keep running. You want the car to keep running. So it's kind of a match made in heaven, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about our Buy Here, Pay Here program. So we just said that when you go to most car lots, they throw you that clipboard and they say fill it out, and then so you become Mr. 250, Mr. 350, Mr. 650, Mr. 750, and if you got a credit score that's lower than 650, they treat you a whole bunch different, people. They treat you, and everybody that has bad credit knows this. I'm not telling them anything new, but I'm gonna tell you another way of going about doing business. So they tell you, you can look at the cars on that side of the lot. You know why that is? It's because the finance company is going to make them charge you extra for the car, and the extra that they charge you, they're going to charge you interest on top of that. And what does that mean? It's called a discount. You know, and banks aren't allowed to charge discounts, but finance companies can charge you discounts. And so that's why they don't put the price on the car, okay? Because if you walk up and looked at the price of the car and you have bad credit, the finance company you can't pay $7,000. You're gonna be paying $10,000, and then you're gonna be paying 28% on interest on top of that. So by the time you're done paying for that supposed to be $7,000 car, it should have been about, you know, it's on your bill of sale. But the finance company is gonna charge you $10,000 and charge you 28% interest. That car's gonna cost you close to $14,000, almost double of what you put in it. That's absolutely crazy. You know, the name of my dealership is Mr. Thrifty, and Thrifty Used Cars and Tires, because I'm the kid that went to school, I was always, let me change it. My dad was always middle class, and he believed in us getting an education, so I went to Catholic school, and that's where he spent his money. He wouldn't buy us anything like polo shirts or Nike shoes. Never heard of that type of stuff. We went to Payless and we wore Wranglers. So I was always a kid that could figure out how to make money doing almost anything. And I figure out the angle. You know, you could drop me off in the desert and I could figure out how to make a living. No problem, okay? So the only way you have money in this world is to save some money. You know, you got to have some money, and you got to save some money. I don't care what you make. If you're making a little amount of money, you still got to put some of it to the side, because if you don't save any money, you're always going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to always be paying this high interest, and when you're paying that high interest, there's no way you can save money. When you buy a car for $7,000 and the car winds up costing you $14,000, there's no way of building any wealth that way. Okay, so I saw all this and I'm like, man. You know, and I'm from the restaurant business, like I said before. And the people that worked for me the longest in the restaurant business were the cooks, and they became some of my best friends. So, and they don't make a great amount of money. It's because, you know, that's just what cooks make in the restaurant business. So I came up with a program, and we've tweaked it over the last 3 years from what we started doing to where we're at now, okay? So what we started on with this goes, so we're at now. On our program, we call it the Lunchbox Buy Here, Pay Here program. So on our Lunchbox Buy Here, Pay Here program, we don't run your credit. So you're not just a credit score number to us. We don't run it, we don't care. You could have a 250 credit score, you can have an 850 credit score. It don't matter to me. You're gonna be treated one and the same. Our deal is based off of down payments, okay? Next thing, we're not gonna make you carry full coverage insurance. On our program, there's no full coverage insurance. All you gotta do is carry liability because it's the law. That saves you a couple $100 a month right there. Next thing, we don't charge any fees. So there's no dock fees, no lot charge, none of that stuff. We don't gouge you. We're not putting you. Like I said, I bought every one of these cars and paid for them out of my own pocket. So I make enough money selling the cars that I don't need to make the interest too. Somebody that makes the interest and makes the profit off of selling the car, those are some rich thieves, let me tell you. I don't do that. I'm happy with the money I make off selling the car. And my cars are priced the same price everybody else's prices. Out the NADA book, I price mine the same. Check it out. I'm not overpriced. I'm same price as everybody else. Now, right now, prices on cars are at an all-time high. Right now, you get an all-time high on your trade-in, and an all-time price of cars on used cars are high because of the pandemic. That's why cars are so crazily priced right now, because they cost so much money. Cars I used to pay $1,500 for, I'm actually paying $3,500 for. So if I have to pay more, it costs y'all more. But we'll get over that. We'll talk about that a little later on in the video. So where we're at. So we don't charge any fees. And then the next thing is we don't charge any interest, okay? So every dollar you pay me goes to pay down your bill. When you get your bill of sale and see that final number on there, $8,000, whatever it is, that's what you want to pay me. It's not like the interest where you're going to see $8,000, but you wind up paying $15,000. No, when you buy a car from Henry Wallace at Thrifty Used Cars and Tires, you pay what the bottom line of that invoice says, okay? Unless you have late charges. And that's only like $5 every whatever. So you pay, and that's all you pay. So you save a ton of money. And also, the majority of my cars are paid off, say 75 to 80% of my cars are paid off in 12 months, and then we have some that are paid off in 18 months. Not a single car in the lot is paid off in longer than 18 months. And why is that? A, because I sell cars $10,000 and less, and B, I want to give people hope. You know, when you have a 60-month term on your car, by the time you're done paying it off, it's old and beat up, and you know, and it's just you kind of feel hopeless. So I want you to own your car. When you buy a car from me and say you go out and total it, it's happened twice in the last month. People have totaled their car and they had insurance. I got paid off what they owed me on a loan, and the people actually got money too. You know, you go to a new car dealership and they see that you got good credit. Whoo-wee! That's like bing, 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 pop, pop, pop. Extra bonus points, they're gonna slap it on you. You're gonna get hit with it. They're gonna try to give you a warranty. They'll sell you a warranty, which you already get one in Mississippi already. And then they're gonna sell you, man, we sell you clear coat protection, we'll sell you rust coat protection. Man, we in Mississippi, this stuff ain't rusting. Come on now. So there ain't no snow here. But anyway, they'll slap it on you. And then you total your car, say 2 months later. And then the insurance company comes out and they say, okay, they're gonna pay off your loan, we'll pay off your loan, and they don't pay off the whole loan. You know why? Because you're financing that warranty, that clear coat protection, and the finance company and the insurance company ain't paying all that. They're paying what the car's worth. So here, my cars are worth what they sell for. So you get money back and I get money. You pay off your note and you have a little money to get into something else if you wanted. And it says that you paid off your car, it's your second car. We offer on our program, after you pay off your first car, a step-up program. We take all of our cars that drive and shift back in on trade. Okay, so you trade your car in, you want something nicer, boom, we start it again. And what are your payments on the cars here? Everybody pays the same. You know, you're Jack and Diane to me. You're not Mr. 250, Mr. 350, so Jack pays the same payment, Diane pays the same payment. It's either 75 a week or 150 every 2 weeks. That's how our program rolls. Again, let's review it. I'm not running your credit, so I don't have a clue what your credit is, all right? I'm not gonna charge you $1 of interest or fees, not one single dollar. I'm not making you carry full coverage insurance on any of my cars. You'll be done paying off on the majority of them in 12 months or less. Everybody pays the same payment, either 75 a week or 150 every 2 weeks. That's our program. That's how it rolls. Now, when we first opened up, I used to sell cars that were cheaper, cheap cars, because that's what people had. But the problem with that is, say I bought a car, I don't know, I bought cars and they would have a $500 down payment. And I come to find out that people who put $500 down on a car, they don't pay for their cars. So 50% of the people will put money down on the car, 50%. 50% of the cars I sold, half of them. So I sold 10 cars, 5 of them I had a repo. And of the 5 that I repoed, maybe 2 were left running because they destroyed the cars, okay? So I increased, I went to nicer cars. So we increased to nicer cars. So our down payments range from about $1,000 all the way up to about $6,000, okay? Most of them fall into between $2,000 and the $3,500 range for the majority of the cars. Some of the specialty cars are a little higher. You know, if somebody puts down $1,500 on a car, 65% of them people pay. If somebody puts down $2,500 on a car, 80% of them people pay. Somebody puts down $3,500 at my dealership, in the history of my dealership in 3 years, $3,500 or more. You know how many I've repoed? Not a single one. So I don't run your credit. Everything we do is based off of the down payment. You have the down payment, baby, you ride. And then you're gonna pay the same interest as Mr. Millionaire that don't has the greatest credit in the world to you, Mr. I ain't had a job my entire life, but you know, I got one. I ain't never paid anybody back. I still owe the library for late library fees. I owe everybody money. You're paying the same amount of money, the same deal as the Mr. Millionaire. We don't penalize you. Because I also know, since I grew up in the middle class, and you know, we were raised and lived in the middle class neighborhoods and poor middle class, you know, I know there's plenty of people in this world whose parents messed their credit up before they even start life. You know, and then being a collector, what does that mean? How does that happen? Well, they got the electricity in the 2-year-old's name. They got the water in the 1-year-old's name. And so by the time you turn 18, you already got a negative credit score. So you start off life behind the 8 ball. Not here at Thrifty Used Cars and Tires. Completely different. You just got to have the down payment. So you might sometimes, we're going to go over this part too. You got to have maturity. Sometimes you can't get the car you want because you don't have the down payment. And I'm not going to sit here and fight with you all day and let you just keep badgering me. Man, I want to get that one. I understand you want to get it. That's why we have the Step Up program. You might not want that car when you get it, but you need transportation from A to B. And you got $1,000, that's what you're going to get. You pay it off, you trade it in, save a little money because you're not paying any crazy interest. You're going to own your car in about 6 months on a $1,000 car. You trade it in, move up to the next level car. So you got to be able to handle your financial situation. I can't put you in a car that's worth more than the money you have. Just can't do it. But let's get cranked up. You know, I go over a lot of stuff real fast and I talk real fast because I got a lot to say. You know, if people would learn in school about money and finance companies and financing things, you know, they'd maybe be able to make better decisions. And so I try to educate people a little bit on how all this works. And I also try to sell the best cars possible. And I try to give people a chance. I try to help them out. That's why we opened up. That's why I did it. I'm not a car guy. I'm a restaurant guy. In the restaurant business, you talk to take care of your guests so they keep coming back. Same thing here. I try to take care of my customers so they keep coming back. One more statistic for you. 75% of the people that pay off their car with me buy their next car with me. 75%. That tells you how we take care of our customers. All right, first car up on our program. Oh, one more thing. You see, I keep forgetting that. One more thing. We sell cash cars, right? I told you that? Cash cars. If you ask me what my best cash price is, so like on this car right here, this Miata, it says $5,800. You say, Henry, what is your best cash price? You can't. I always think to myself, I'd say, man, I get my money right now, I'd probably take $4,500 for that car right now. Because I'm getting all my money right now and I can go buy another car, you know? So I might be, if I make $500, I'm happy. That's God's honest truth. So, or if I have no bills due, you know, I'll sell a car as long as I'm making some money. I don't mind. I'll come off the price, but that's what the price of the one is a buy here, pay here price because I got to wait for my money for the year. And I don't mind helping people out. And my price on that window is the same price you pay any place else. So it's not like you're paying an upcharge or anything. You're paying the same price you pay any other dealership, but you're not paying no interest, people. That's what makes it special. That's what all this crazy talking is about. That's why when you ask anybody, man, when can I get a good deal on a used car? What's the best place to go? Now, how many of they don't say Thrifty too? I know they say Thrifty. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt because I hear it every single day. We take care of people, baby, and it pays off for us. That's why we sell so many cars. That's why you see so many happy people. All right, first car up. We'll go over our program. This is a Mazda Miata. It's a 2008 Miata. I'll take, right now on that car, for the next week, I'll take $2,000 down on that car. It's a 2008 with about 180,000 miles, okay? So if you had the $2,000, you're riding out. Don't matter what. And you got a state ID or a driver's license. You get to ride, baby. You're riding, you're not walking. That's a 5-speed, okay? So then you get it, and we're not gonna make you carry full coverage insurance. Then we're not gonna charge you $1 of interest, no fees. And on that car, you'll be done paying it off in less than a year. Baby. Like I always say, what is it not to like? Good, honestly, what is it not to like? Let me get a sip. I'm foaming at the mouth already. And I've done tried to start this video 6 times. People have stopped me 6 times. Kid on a bicycle drove by just about, I don't know, an hour ago and says, you know where your wife's at? I said, yeah, she's in Baton Rouge. She goes, no, man, she lives with me in the crib and she's the happiest she's ever been. And I got the titles to all your cars. So then I had to run him off. You know, people are crazy. This COVID stuff, it made people absolutely crazy. Kid weighed soaking wet, maybe 135 pounds. He's about to meet his maker if he kept it up. But anyway, moving right along. It's just crazy things happen at used car lots. What we got here, folks, is our next car up. That's a 2007 Honda Accord. On that car, we're taking $3,000 down on it. It's $7,700 total. Leather on the inside, rides and drives excellent. $3,000 down, no credit check, no full coverage insurance, no fees, no interest, and be done paying on that car in right over a year. And folks, people in town know that I find a lot of rare cars. I try to find a lot of low mile cars, and I like vintage cars. And this is what this is. I'm called a unicorn rancher because I find the unicorns. I find that rare gem. And this unicorn right here is a 2003 Jaguar. I love the little Jaguar. Look at that, you know. I ran a restaurant in Baton Rouge by Southern University in the Jags for a long time. I know a lot of Jaguars that look good in that Jaguar. So, okay, on this car, it's a 2003. She's got 37,000 miles. You put $3,500 down on this car. She's $7,200 total. Rides and drives excellent and pristine shape. Now, you hear me? 37,000 miles on that car. Baby, you want a classic car that looks good, smells good, and she got the real leather. You don't find pleather in a Jaguar, dog. You find the cush. That's real leather. All right, next car up. What is this? A 2014. Look down the side, in good shape. 2014 Ford Fusion. Yes, that's what that is. A 2014 Fusion with 109,000 miles. We're looking for $3,000 down on that car. $7,900 total, and you ride now. Folks, do you see? And then when you say 7,900, but taxes in Mississippi are 5%. So what is that? 5% of 700, about $350. So you're looking at that car, you're paying $8,200 for it total. What it says on the bill of sale is what you'll pay at the end. There ain't no rainbow. There's other car places in town say you can put $500 down on your car, man. We'll give you free oil changes. And they don't tell you about the balloon payment that's due in a couple of weeks. There ain't none of that foolishness, man. I don't do anything. Everything is transparent, out in the open. You see what you're paying for it. You're not paying no interest. You're paying what the invoice says. I help you save money and build wealth. That's what the deal is. Why? I'm still making money selling the car. I ain't lying to you. I'm in the car business to sell cars and make a profit. I'm just not in the car business to rob anybody. I go to sleep at night. I live in this community. My parents live in this community. My brother, my sister, we all live here. So I got to be able to go to church and not get stabbed. I want to be able to look people in the face, and I like people coming up to me all the time. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Thank you. I'm happy making my profit. I'm happy treating people right. You pay your car note, we have a good time. That's it. That's what it's about. All right, 2009 3 Series BMW. So you want to kick it up. You want to be in a Beamer, baby. A newer Beamer with the ivory leather interior. You're going to put about $44,000 down on that car. She's $9,500. That's a 2009 BMW with only 120,000 miles. And what we got here, folks, hopefully y'all can see this pretty good. It's the first sports car I've ever bought for thrifty used cars and tires. You know, a lot of times I have a lot of younger people that have made mistakes that buy cars from me, especially when I sold cheap ones. So on this car, I try to stick away from them, because what happens when you're young, you know, my daddy told me one time, he said, Henry, you don't want to buy that car. He goes, that's like giving a monkey a razor blade and say not to cut yourself. It took me a second to figure that out. The monkey's too dumb to figure out he's going to be slicing and dicing on himself. So I said, thank you, Daddy. Not only do you make me wear Payless shoes, you're being beating up on me. But that's why we pick on people, because that's where I was raised. I'm Henry Jr., and I'm a lot like my father. Only difference between me and my father is I'm thrifty, just as thrifty as he is, but I like wearing nice stuff. So I figure out the angle. Back when I was in high school, you know, I love me some Guess jeans. But on my busboy salary, I couldn't afford them $85 jeans. So I'm like, man, how can I get me some Guess jeans? Being thrifty. So I went, you know, I went to the Dillard store and I yanked off that little Guess triangle. I said, Mama, can you sew that on my Gap jeans? So there ain't no way I ever took my soccer practice, baseball practice. I never took my jeans off in front of anybody because I didn't want nobody seeing the Gap with the, you know, and the Guess sticker on there. That's just, you know, I'm one of those guys that know how to save money and make money. It's just the way it is. You know, and then I was China before China. I knew knockoffs before China knew knockoffs. And and then the dealers started getting smart. They started putting that security code right on top of the guest sticker. Man, talk about upsetting. But I had enough by then. Anyway, this is our first sports car we ever bought. And we're looking on this sports car, we're looking for $4,500 down, and she's $99.99 total. That's a Subaru, which is a souped up motor. This car was made to race across the desert in Europe. It's a racing car. Got an oversized clutch in it, got an oversized radiator. The car is fast. Every single person that works for me, and people that only work for me part-time, want this car. They just don't have the money to put down on it. So if you want a fast car, and you want a sports car, that's the one. No credit check, then you don't have to carry no full coverage insurance, no interest, no fees. On that car, you'll be done paying it off in about 18 months. That's what we do, baby. And what we have next, we got the baby mama drama car right here. This is the little 2002 Mercedes. You know, if I had the money, I'd be like Elvis Presley. You know, Elvis bought his mama a Cadillac. Once I get enough money, I'm gonna buy my mama a Mercedes. Might have a couple of years on it, but I'll get her a Mercedes. She said, no, little Henry, don't do that for me. She used to have a pink Lincoln my daddy bought for her. True story. And she didn't work for Mary Kay. All right. This is a 2002 Mercedes. We're looking for $2,000 down on this car, and it's $4,200 total. Inside is pristine. This is Mr. Lewis at auctions, next door neighbor's old car. He said, Henry, look at this car. And if I ever let you down before, you want to buy this car. I looked at it. I drove it. And he was right. I bought it. You want to put your mama in the cush? You know, you put your mama's butt on like a Ford leather or pleather. It makes you break out and stuff. You don't want that on your mama. Get her the real stuff, you know? You want your mama's butt looking like as good as it can be for a mama, you know? Anyway, well, I get carried away sometimes. Next up, we got the 2006 BMW. This is a car came from Baldwin Motors over there where they got that money in Covington, Louisiana. This car is beautiful. You know, we're looking for $4,500 down. There's not one thing wrong with it. Every single thing in this car works. I bought it for myself, and then I found something else I wanted more, so now I'm selling that car. She's $9,500 total, $4,500 down. Okay, so if you want a Beamer, you got to step up. You put $4,500 down. How many of those cars have I repoed? That shows that you want that car. You're able to save a little money. You know, it might be getting some of that, what you call stimulus money again, and people be coming out here and buying them type of cars. But that'd probably be after the election. War. It's a very important election. Don't be like my stepdaughter. She said, Daddy, who you voting for, Trump or Biden? I said, who? She said, Biden. I said, who's Biden? We ain't bidding on nothing. We ain't auction. She said, Biden, Joe Biden. I said, you talking about Biden, honey? I'm like, whoa. My stepdaughter's gorgeous now, but you know, we might not want to talk politics with her because that Biden might be in that election. Good Lord. But anyway, next up, we got ourselves a little 2009 Versa. Yes, sir. And if you want a good car, Versas have great motors. You know, everybody likes a Versa. The only problems with Versas are the transmissions go out. So I buy a lot of 5-speeds. So on this car, we're looking for $3,000 down, $6,600 total. Only got 160,000 miles. And we offer the millennial special here. I'm proud of this. You buy a standard car for me, which is a smart move. You don't have to worry about the transmissions. I don't know why more people don't know how to drive them. They don't make that many, but if you want one, and you're buying a car, you're in college, might not want to worry about the transmissions on it. That's an expensive repair. So I will give anybody that don't know how to drive the car a free driving lesson for 20 minutes. I can teach anybody anything in 20 minutes. Ooh, I taught a lot of people how to do things in 20 minutes, trust me. Guy went to Catholic school. But anyway, yeah, educate some people. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for another program. All right, so I'll give you the millennials a free driving lesson on Henry Wallace. That's on the house. So if you want to buy a standard, I'm here to help you. I don't yell at you. I'll teach you in a nice, calm, radio tone voice, and we'll get you down the road, and we'll teach you how to drive that standard. Yes, sir. It ain't no magic machine. It's just a real ingenuity, real easy. I can teach anybody. All right, next up, we got ourselves a little 2014 Chevy Cruze. This car is a 5-speed also. Yeah, I buy lots of 5-speeds. Why? Because I know that if a clutch goes out, most people can afford to replace the clutch. But I know if you buy these little 4-cylinder cars, a lot of times the transmissions go out in it after a while. So if I buy a standard, you don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it. In worst case scenarios, we got to buy a clutch. That's doable. But a $1,500, $2,000 transmission, whoo-wee. Trannies are expensive, and anything in life, you get a tranny, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you more ways than one, let me tell you. Not that I have any experience in the training department, but I know people that know people. All right, so we're looking for $3,000 we're doing that car. $3,000 down, $69.99. Then we got ourselves right here, a little Kia Optima. And that Kia is in pristine shape. I don't know if you can see too good. We're gonna try to get it into some light here in a second. But on this Kia, she has a brand new motor with less than 50,000 miles on it. So the only thing that has 176,000 miles on it is the tires, well, not the tires, the brakes, the other parts of the car. The motor has 50,000, less than 50,000 miles on it. I bought it with like 43,000, okay? So that car is ready to roll. It's got aftermarket wheels on it, got a motor with low miles, in pristine shape. And Kias, folks, and Hyundais, let me tell you something. They're not your mama and daddy's old Kias and Hyundais. You might think they are, but they're not. They offer 150,000 mile warranties. Remember, I was just telling you about the new car dealerships sell you them warranties? In the state of Mississippi, if your car is 7 years or less old, you get a free warranty for a little while on them cars. But here, you know, them new car dealerships say, man, you want to beat that warranty? And you already have one, so you got double warranties. Bah! You know, they don't tell you that. Man, you come see me, I'll teach you. I'll tell you how to save money. They don't call me Mr. Thrifty for no reason. All right. You know, I get carried away, but I try to help people out and try to teach you things that are going on in the world. It's the only way to have money, folks, again, is how? To save money. So don't throw it away. Why throw your money away, my people? So we'll take $3,000 down on that car, $7,000 total. You got an Optima that's going to run forever. It's got a new motor in it. You just can't go wrong with it. Next up, we got ourselves a little 2010 Altima. Leather on the inside. And we had to take and replace the alternator in it. And we replaced the water pump in this car. And when we replaced the water pump, we sucked all the Freon out the AC compressor. And we were going to put it back in when we were done, because we didn't want to have it in there and lose it. And when we put the AC, went to go put the Freon back in, the compressor broke. So we're going to put a new AC in the car. They don't have it right now. So I'm being honest, that's again why people trust me. I tell you what's going on. This car ain't got no AC, you're going to sweat in it until we get the compressor in. It's going to take about 10 days because I'm getting it off of eBay. Again, why am I getting it off of eBay? If I go to Napa and buy it, it's going to cost me about $200. I buy it off of eBay, it costs me about $50. Mr. Thrifty, it's all about saving money. And you don't want to add $200 to the price of the car, do you? So on this 2010 Altima, she runs like a top. We only want $2,000 down. This is one of our repos. $2,000 down, $4,500 total, and we will put in your contract that we will replace the AC. Not running your credit, people. Not charge you $1 of interest. Not charge you any fees. Not make carry no full coverage insurance. Be done paying on the majority of my cars at 12 months or less. Baby, what is that not to like? You might not like me, but you got to like my deals. That's why we sell so many cars. When I see people say, what you do? Man, I sell cars. I'm like Detroit, baby. We roll that steel out here. And what we got here, folks, I'm going to teach you a little something else here. This is a Chrysler Crossfire. Does anybody know what a Crossfire is? No, Henry, we don't know what a Crossfire is. Well, let me tell you what a Crossfire is. Years ago, Mercedes owned Chrysler. And Mercedes had a car that they wanted to discontinue, the SLK. So they discontinued making it, and they just made this car the Crossfire in Germany. They took the SLK frame, they took the SLK motor, and they put it in this bad boy. So what you have here, it has Chrysler badges on it, but it's really a Mercedes. And this right here, remember what they call me in town? What they call me again? The Unicorn Rancher. Because I find the rare and things that other people don't find. I find the unicorns, baby. That's me, the magic man almost. Mr. Thrifty finding unicorns. All right, so on this unicorn right here, this Crossfire, it has 15,000 original miles. I bought this car because I knew somebody on cruising the coast who might want it. But I didn't sell it on cruising the coast, so I'm going to sell it now. See what it says, $9,000 cash on it? We're going to sell that car for the next week. If you buy it the next week for $8,500 cash. You come out $85. We're not financing this car because I don't want somebody to go out and tie it around a telephone pole and cost me a small fortune. So $8,500 cash. It's a 2005 Crossfire. You know, it's a beautiful car. It's fast. And it's only got 15,000 original miles. Verified through the state of Mississippi in the auction house. I'm the 4th owner of the car. And 2 of the other owners were dealerships like me selling it. True story. I buy, you know what else I buy a lot of? I buy lots and lots and lots of convertibles. Why do I buy lots of convertibles? Because we live on the beach, baby. Why live on the beach and not go check out the water and the beautiful sunshine? You know, we live in the South. We don't get snow, so you might as well enjoy what we do have. Beautiful weather most of the time, sweaty weather. But right now, it is convertible weather. See me, I got a little sleeve on. I can jump in that Crossfire, go cruise down the beach, head down to the Hard Rock, pick me up some honeys. If I wasn't married, I love my wife. And talking about my wife, right here is my wife's old car. My wife is picky, 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 picky. I love her to death. I knew that coming in. I went and found her. You know, I went tracked her down. I knew who she was. I knew she was divorced, and I went and found her. I ain't seen her in 15 years. Sent her a friend request. 6 months later, we're married. That's the type of guy I am. If I want something, I go get it. I don't wait for somebody to give it to me. I'm going to get it. No, I don't wait for the government. I go get mine. You know, the government, I know if I waited on the government, she'd have married somebody else by now. Anyway, right here's my wife's ex-car, and she's kind of picky. She drove this car for about a year. There is absolutely not one thing wrong with it. The navigation works, the tap works, everything works on this bad boy. Everything. And the price of this car is $89.99, okay? She's got navigation, she's got the real leather, she's got the cush, got everything. We're looking for $3,500 down on this bad boy. $3,500. We just lowered the down payment on it. Car is fine. It's copper color, beautiful, fast, not one thing wrong with it. Anybody that's ever bought one of my wives, because my wife, we kind of go through cars, because, you know, me being Mr. Thrifty, I buy her what I want her to have, and that don't work out sometimes. She says, Henry, I'm not driving that. I say, okay, boo-boo, whatever you want, boo-boo. And so we go get her another car. That's just the way that rolls. I like to keep my wife happy. Happy wife, happy life. I get to be out here at night filming videos, and she ain't complaining. All right. Next up, what we got here, folks, is we're going to try to get in the daylight here in a second. It's a 2006 Civic, 5-speed. Don't have to worry about the training. That's a Honda Civic. We're looking for $2,500 down, $5,300 total. Then we got ourselves right here. You know, I have a young son. He loves Buzz Lightyear, and that's what we got right here. We got the Buzzmobile. That's an Infinity G. It's got 200,000 miles. Yeah, it's got a lot of miles on it, but it's an Infinity. You know what the down payment on that car is? $3,000, $7,000 total. You're riding out and you ride in the Buzzmobile. Buzz might have rode in it. I can't confirm he did or he didn't, but you know, Buzz Lightyear, Infinity and Beyond, he probably did, you know, but I can't confirm that. Next up, we got ourselves a little 2009 Versa, 5-speed. We're looking for $2,500 down on that bad boy and $5,800 total. Folks, Versas run forever. The trannies go out often. So why take that risk? Buy that car and you ain't got to worry about the tranny, baby. No tranny worries. Oh, you know, never mind. I'm going to keep this PG-13 because it's a family show. I'm a family man. I got young kids. Next up, we got ourselves a little, what we got there is a Kia Rio. That Rio, everything works on it. It's got higher miles on it, got about 200,000 miles. The car runs like a scalded dog. You would not think that car has 200,000 miles. But since it does, I'll tell you what it's got. We're looking for about $2,000 down on that bad boy. She's $6,000 total, and you're riding out. I say it all the time, baby. What is it not to like? We got the best deal going. We try to take good care of folks. We try to educate you a little bit on life and how to save money and try to get you on the right foot. That's what we do. That's what we're about. Next car here is a Sentra. I don't want to see you go down to some subprime lot and you know that you buy a car and you're still paying on it 5 years later. And by the time you're done paying on that 2003 car, and it costs you $17,000. That's reality. I'm not making this stuff up, man. I work for the companies. I know what they charge. And people, you know, and I saw it every day, you know, every single day paying them $450, $500 freaking car notes, and they're not getting anything. You don't get nothing for interest. You know, you get done paying for your car and they say, what you get with all that interest I paid? You know what you get? Thank you. You don't even get that. They don't, you know, that's the finance company you pay the interest to. You know, I say it all the time. Everybody makes money in the car business. The Gap people make money. The warranty people make money. The car dealer make money. The finance company make money. Everybody making money. But the poor customer, they getting, you know, and I try to stop that. I'm happy, you know, I'm happy making a good living for my family. Take care of my family. I don't need to be Donald Trump. I'm happy just making a good living, a fair way, and I can go to sleep at night. You know, I don't know how some people do what they do to people. I really don't. You know, the car costs $7,000, and since you have bad credit, it costs you $10,000, and you're paying 28% interest. Folks, and you know, and it's so bad that banks aren't allowed to do it, but finance companies can. But they know that people need cars. You got options now, man. You got a freaking option. And I could scream it from the tallest building so people know what's going on. All right. Next up, we got a little Sentra. Only got 140,000 miles on that Sentra. She's $3,000 down. Right here, we got a 2010 Lucid. 2010, we want $3,000 down on that bad boy. And what we got here, folks, is the car that I've been driving. I love this car. I've been wanting one my whole life, and I done drove it for about a month, so I'll sell her. You know, I was saying I wanted 13.2. I done drove her for a month. It's got my booty prints on it. It's in pristine. She has not one thing wrong. You hit that top button, it goes down in 20 seconds like a dream. 20 seconds, it comes back up. You don't hear no air, because that's a hard top. $12,000 cash money only. We take away the 2006 Lexus 430 Sport Coupe. Yes, sir. That's what we do, baby. That's what we about. We make dreams come true. And we also ranch unicorns. You know, you gotta love the car business. Everybody making money in the car business. That's why you have so many car dealers. You have a car dealership on every lot. And since you got them subprime companies out there, you know, well, let me tell you something else. Let me explain something to you. Why? I'm gonna help you out one more time. I'll give you a little more insight. I'm gonna teach you about the car business. Like I told you, I buy every single car in this lot. I pay cash money for it. Very few people do that. I pay from cash money. You know, and other people, they have floor plans. So if you have a car dealership guy and you have bad credit and you got a floor plan, it means you're paying high interest, okay? So every week a car sits on your lot, you're paying more money for that car. So you ever feel like you go to a used car lot and they pushing the car on you? And you're like, yeah, why did they do that? Because they got to get that car off their lot. If it sits another day, they got to pay another curtailment on it. And so if it sits on their lot too long, by the time they sell the car, it costs, they don't make no money because the freaking finance company eats up all that money. So it's kind of crazy, man. I don't know how they do it. Some people are real good at it. They sell cars, they flip them. Me, if a car sits on my lot for, I don't know, 2 months, so be it. Very rarely does anything sit longer than 30 days. We sell so many cars that I don't have to worry about that. But on a used car lot, they have to pay that floor plan. So they're trying to get rid of them cars that are older, and they're pushing them on you, pushing on. And then once you buy a car and you get financed, they could care less. You know, they're getting paid for the full amount of the car, that car lot. And the finance company's got to deal with you. So if you got a repo, you go back to that car lot, they say, oh, well, sorry. Oh, well, we'll help get you something else when you save some money. They got paid. See, when you come to buy here, pay your dealer. I don't get paid till you're done paying me. So I got to buy good cars because I won't get paid. Just a little more insight, baby. Car business. Everybody making money. Everybody making money in the car business. Next up, boy, there's going to be some car dealers that hate me after this. Oh, well, I'm a restaurant guy. Next up, we got a 2001 Chevy. It's a highly collectible Chevy. The last of the body size, 8 cylinders. The price of this truck is high. Okay, like I told you before, folks. Clean off my mouth here. I get a little sticky sometimes. Yeah, come on. So, car prices are higher than they've ever been, especially trucks. We had a lot of hurricanes in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We had some in Mobile. So we live in Mississippi. A lot of people want to do that cleanup. So there's already a car shortage. So there's a truck shortage for sure. So trucks are bringing premium prices. I could have probably bought this truck, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, and paid way less for it. But I bought it 2 weeks ago, and I paid premium price. So that's what happens. And being a collectible truck on top of that, I drove this truck home after the hurricane and drove it during the hurricane because the water gets high here. This truck runs like a dream. That's a perfect truck. 2001 8-cylinder, single cab, pristine on the inside. I'd take $3,500 down on it. She's $9,200 total. Next up, we only want $2,500 down on this Tahoe. Yahoo in the Tahoe. For this week, I'll take $2,500 down, $6,000 total, 2004 Tahoe. And it's got high miles. Got high miles. But if I'm gonna buy a car with high miles, it's gonna be a Tahoe, a Yukon. Those cars have been with the same motors, the same setup for so long. Why? Because they're quality cars, folks. Quality cars. When you get something that works, you don't change it. Like me. My deal works. I'm not changing it. I tweaked it, but I'm not changing it. Next up, we got ourselves a little 2009 Mercury Mariner. $3,000 down. Only got 98,000 miles. You ride out that bad boy. $7,400 total. Man, did I pay for this truck. I paid high money for this truck because I know people love these things. The GMC Canyon, aftermarket wheels on it. We will say it says $5,000 down on it. You come in here with $4,000 or more, you'd ride out in it. Got the back seat in it, got a nice radio in it, got the aftermarket wheels. Beautiful, beautiful truck. And you know what, folks? Since used cars are at an all-time high, trade-in values are at an all-time high. Don't let nobody give you no just bonky shine business on your trade-in. Go someplace that's going to give you a fair, honest trade-in value. Now, don't come in here with no junk. I don't take things I can't sell. Blown head gaskets, bad trannies. I don't like good trannies, so, you know, don't bring me no trannies. So on this car, we take $40,000, for anything about $4,000 down on that GMC, and she is $99.99. And this is my old truck, folks. My boy Dale White bought this truck for me. He bought about 13 cars for me. He got a lot of children, and Dale is finicky. He's like a cat. Small like a cat, too. I didn't say that, Dale. He's a good dude. You know, and if you saw Dale from the shoulders to the top of his head, that little in-between area, you know what color that is? It's real red, and he's a Mississippi State fan. That tells you all you need to know about my boy Dale. But I love him to death. He's a good friend of mine. And he buys a lot of cars for me. He keeps all his kids in cars. He's a good dude. Next up, this is my truck. I sold Dale. He bought it, paid it off, and traded it in on another truck this week. So this truck is a 4x4 2006 Chevy 2500. It got about 240,000 miles on it. Got the toolbox in it, and the inside is in excellent shape. Excellent shape. So we went $4,000 down on this truck. That's because that's what the kind of money I gave Dale on trade-in for. I gave him good money for it because the car is worth money. I didn't buy this one at auction. I traded. Somebody came and I paid him out on it, and he bought another truck from me. So that's a 4x4 Chevy, folks. That ain't no Ford. 240,000 miles. Got the 6.0 motor in it. Runs like it's called, not rusted, not any of that stuff. A quality truck that everybody and their mother wants because they want to go clean up. So I got one. $4,000 down. You want it? Come and get it, baby. Come and get it. You won't find a nicer one for that age. Next up, we got ourselves a little LEXUS. That's a Lexus, baby. Lexus hybrid. So you got a Lexus that gives good gas mileage. So on that Lexus, it's an RX 4000 in good shape. The only problem, the driver's seat is got a tear in its leather, but the passenger seat is excellent. Where your wife's butt sits and your passengers is in great shape. But the driver's seat has a little rip in it. Nothing I can do about it. I can give you some seat covers if you want them. No problem. So on that car, we're looking for $4,000 down, $8,500 total. Nice car. And then we got ourselves a little Suburban. We're looking for $3,500 down on that Suburban. Yes, we are. And what we got here, folks, is probably the best Toyota Sienna that I've ever had. Pristine on the inside, leather, the cush, It ain't that pleather, dog. That's the real leather. Right there. We would take $2,500 down on that one. Then we got here another unicorn. It's a 2005 Dodge Caravan. We only want $2,000 down on that bad boy. Got 43,000 miles, man. Not even broken in. The warranty's probably still on it. Then we got ourselves a little 2005 smaller SUV. Great for taking the family around. Escape, only got 115,000 miles on it. We're looking for about $3,500 down on that bad boy. We'd probably take 3 if you came in with 3. It don't hurt to ask, baby, but don't badger me, because that ain't gonna help you with nothing. $79.99 total on that car. What we got here, folks, is a 5-speed Saturn SUV. Only $2,000 down. And remember, we teach millennials how to drive. And what else? We don't run your credit. Don't make you carry no full coverage insurance. I charge you $1 of interest. No fees. Be done paying it, no interest. They'll be done paying on this car in less than a year, folks. That's what it's about. Helping you build some wealth. Because if you don't save no money, you will never have no money. Living paycheck to paycheck sucks. Sucks. I did it. I've been there. I'm the guy that had to go rip off the dang guest stickers at the dealers to put them on my Gap jeans. Next up, we got a 2010 Escape. We're looking for, that's the 2008 over there. It's a 2010 with 150,000 miles. We're looking for $3,500 down on that one. This right here is a little Acadia. $3,500, $7,500 total. Excellent shape. 3 rows of seating. Booyah! Then we got ourselves what everybody looking for, the GMC Yukon. You put $3,000 down on that bad boy, you riding out. What we got here? Just bought this truck, folks. Paid high dollar. It's like one of them high dollars. So on this 2006, we're looking for $3,500 down on that bad boy. And she is, I think, $79.99. Maybe I might, don't quote me on that. I don't give you the total price because I don't remember. Next up, we got ourselves a little 2004 Chevy 1500 single cab. It's just a Chevy 1500 single cab. Instead of $2,000 down, next week I'll take $1,500 down. Why? Because I'm in a good mood. LSU can't lose tonight. Nope, they can't lose. They're not playing. But man, talk about disappointing. Next up, we got ourselves a little F-150, 454 F-150 truck. Got 2 rows of seating. We're looking for $2,500 on that bad boy down. Then we got ourselves a little Suburban. We're looking for $2,500 down on that one. The Honda Odyssey in pristine shape. We're looking for $3,000 down on that bad boy. This one right here, the Elantra, you come in $2,500. I can know it's getting dark. $2,500, you're riding out. And what we got here, folks, is the repo special. $750, you're riding off in that bad boy. It's got low miles too. I think it's got 135,000 miles. Repoed it, got tore up a little bit. So if you got tore up, you get a discount. I'm not trying to gouge nobody, baby. I'm not trying to gouge. I'm trying to hurry up and finish though, so we can get done with this. Next up, we got ourselves right here, Equinox. On that Equinox, you come in with $1,500, you're riding out in that Equinox. And we got right here, if somebody that wants a little industrious, a little mechanical, you can get yourself an X3 BMW with only 108,000 miles on it. AC blows cold, everything works in it. It just needs a little body work. You can fix this car up to be real nice. We're looking for $2,000 down, $4,500 total. Toyota Yaris. Great mileage. Send your kids to way to college. Send them off to high school here in town. Got low mile. It's got high miles on it, but it's a Toyota. And it's a Toyota. We're only looking for $2,000 down because of the miles. $5,300 total. Boom, you're riding out. Another repo. Standard 5-speed. Just put a brand new clutch in it. $1,400 down. $3,899 total. Right here, Kia Rondo. Door panel has been replacing this Rondo. It's got 143,000 miles. Only $2,000 down. Come scoop it up while you can. This one will be fixed next week. Got the brake booster coming in. You know what? How much a brake booster costs for a Toyota Highlander? I had no idea. I brought this car to the dealership to get fixed, and they told me, sit down, it's $3,700 for the brake booster. And me and Mr. Thrifty went, so I found one in what did I find? Vancouver. So I got the one from Vancouver coming in. We're going to put it in that car, and I paid less than $1,000 for it, and I'm going to pay somebody about $300 to put it in, and that car will be ready to roll. That car is going to be $2,500 down, $6,000 total on that Highlander. Got the brake booster fixed, be ready by Friday. Next up, we got a little Honda Accord. And let me tell you something about this Accord. You know, I go to auction every week. I'm friendly with everybody. Most of the people at auction, a lot of the people that drive cars, they buy cars for me. So they drive a car from Wiggins over to the auction. They tell me when they got some good running ones that I might be interested in. They told me about this Honda. Boy, were they right. It's a great running Honda Accord. Got a few miles. I got 245,000 miles, but the car runs like it's new. To be quite honest with you. You put $2,000 down, $4,200 total. Folks, if the brake booster costs $3,700 just for the brake booster on a freaking Highlander, and I'm selling cars with $2,000 down, and the brake booster costs $3,700. To tell you how expensive things are, people, some people like to, young folks like to try to pick, and I fight back. Somebody gonna take a shot at me that I don't deserve, I'm gonna fight back. That's just the way I was brought up. I don't take no lip from nobody. Next up, we got 2001 Buick Century. Next time you're at a red light, look around at all the cars around that red light. You're guaranteed to see a Buick Century. They have them all over the place because they run fast. They're almost bulletproof. $1,800 down. It's only got 76,000 miles, $4,600 total you're riding out. Little Mazda 3, that high miles, we're looking for $2,000 down on that Mazda 3. The paint looks absolutely horrible. Somebody painted it flat black, and it looks horrible. But $2,000 down is a good running car. $4,399 total, you get the car. I don't make up the rules, baby. I just sell cars. That's what I do. I sell cars. Next up, we got 2012 Impala. You put $2,500 down, you're riding out in the Impala. Then we got ourselves here. Look, this car right here, this is one of the most expensive Altima I have on the lot. And why is that? It's got a new motor with less than 50,000 miles and a new tranny with less than 50,000 miles. You put $3,000 down on this car, it's $8,000 total. You got a new transmission, a new motor. It's like a new car. God's honest truth. Scout's honor. Whatever honor you want, I'll tell you. That's just the facts of the matter. Next up, we got ourselves a little 2009 Altima. I had sold this car to a little school teacher, but she didn't come back. I don't know what happened to my school teacher. But anyway, we want about $2,500 down on this bad boy. She's about $6,059.99 total. You're riding out in the Altima. Push button starting. Can't go wrong with the Altima, man. If you got one that's got low miles, sometimes them Altimas are Nissan product, and they got the CVT transmissions. You roll the dice sometimes. Yep, we all do it. Next up, we got ourselves a little Expedition. On this Expedition, we're looking for $3,000 down and $6,500 total. Got 200,000 miles on her. If you came with 2,500, I probably wouldn't throw you out. Next up, we got a repo. It's a Ford 2008 Ford Focus, a little beat up because they don't take care of repos. They just abuse my cars. So $1,000 down, $29.99. It's got low miles, 2008. Ford Focus, $1,000 you're riding out. Remember, the brake booster costs $3,700 in that Highlander. So this just give you, so y'all could have a little something to understand what cars cost these days. Right here's a 2010 Avenger, needs a transmission. Wesley's supposed to be doing that this week. This one right here, we need the keys. Chris is supposed to be finding the keys for this car. Chris, did you find the keys yet? Because it's got a new cylinder in it. To get a key made for it, it's going to cost a small fortune. But I got somebody that can do it. Mr. Dave can do anything. You ever need a locksmith? Orange Grove Locksmith, best reasonable price, and probably knows what's going on more than anybody else in town. And he's a hell of a nice guy. David, Orange Grove Locksmith. I give my friends a plug. Next up, we got ourselves a little 2008 Chevy Impala. You come in $2,500 down, you ride out that bad boy. Honda Pilot right here, $2,000 down. This is 2012. Kind of got a couple scratches on the side of it. So for the scratches in the body, that's only $2,000 down, and you got a Honda Pilot 2012, people. That's a bargain. You want to send the kiddies to school, and you're not really, because they're going to bounce that car around off of everything in the world anyway. You know, when kids get cars and they're going off to college, they're really playing bumper cars. I hate to be the one to tell you. All right, next up, we got ourselves a little Honda CR-V. Guy just paid it off and traded it in. Say, Henry, you know, I had bad credit. And he goes, until you came around, I couldn't get a car. I was unable to buy a car. He goes, you've been like a godsend. You know, that's a little strong for me, but I understand what he's saying, because I know what I do compared to what them other people do. He goes, you got me in a car, you know, and I came up with the same amount of money that I would someplace else, and I'm not paying the interest. I'm like, you got it. Traded his car in. That's a $1,500 down car. She's $3,700 total, something like that. $1,500 down, I know for sure. $1,500 down, $3,700 total. You're riding out. He traded in, got himself into a little GMC 4x4 truck on a step-up program, folks. Why? Because I'm going to be here a long time. I own this dealership. I paid for it with my own money. Like everything on this car, everything on this lot is mine. I'm not bragging. It's just the way it is. I don't owe nobody a plug nickel. I'm Mr. Thrifty. If I had to make a nickel, I know ways to make it. I was China before China was China. That's just how I am. Always drives my wife crazy sometimes, but that's just the way I am. And we're at Thrifty Used Cars and Tires at 5061 Whitney Street, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. I'm Henry. I'm the owner. Angela works here. She gets paid on commission. She would love to sell you a car. Come down and see us, people. We sell lots of cars. It ain't, you know, all them pictures you see on Facebook, those are real people. That, you know, they ain't actors. Man, y'all make it a great weekend. Hopefully this video gets posted correctly, and I'll see y'all soon. Looking forward to seeing you. Come buy a car, man. Come get you a car. Quit walking.